Welcome to OG Off-Road. Today we'll be reviewing the CBI front and back skid plates. Stay tuned, we'll be right back here on OG Off-Road. Welcome back to OG Off-Road. Today we're going to be reviewing the CBI front and back skid plates. Now, once I got to pretty much the end of my project here of the 2017 Toyota Tacoma, making this into the overland type vehicle, I knew that I needed to now do the undercarriage protection. Now, and again, it comes up to you as to the importance level of putting those plates on. I waited until the end, and so here we are at this stage. Now, what plates to go with? There's loads of skid plates out there that are made by different manufacturers. They all have their different configuration. Some are steel, some are aluminum. Some companies allow for either or. In making my decision, I realized that I was not going to be concentrating on going budget on this one because of the important fact that it's a lot more expensive to have to switch out a transfer case or a transmission, or if I tear out my oil pan. So with that in mind, I didn't mind spending a little bit more money in order to go with what I wanted, with a quality product. So after looking at the different configurations, I settled on CBI. To me, CBI had the right thought in mind when they designed this, this product here. For one, as you can see, the portholes here on both the back and the front skid pan, you'll see that that allows for the exit of water or mud. And you will run into water or mud depending on the trails you go on, but eventually you're going to run into water or mud somewhere along the way if you're having fun. And this allows for that to exit out of the pan instead of getting caught in there. Mud has a lot of weight to it, so this will at least get me to get it out as much as possible, and I can always wash it out once I get home and I do my cleanup. But that was a big factor to me. On top of that, you also have this square lid here, and that allows for access to your oil filter and oil. So you can at least get your service done without having to take everything off. That was another key point that I really liked. On top of the fact that this came in either aluminum or steel, and I chose to go aluminum only because it's a lot lighter than the steel plating. It's 1/4 inch thick, so it's sturdy enough to be able to handle most of the abuse that it could possibly run into when you're out on the trail. So those were key factors on why I chose this. By the time you're done with shipping and all that, I was looking at about $1,200. But again, that's going to be cheaper than having to replace an oil pan, or worse yet, if you didn't know that you ripped out your oil pan, the damage you could do to your engine, a transfer case, a transmission. So those kind of things came into play when I decided what I was going to go with. So I finally got it. It took about 2 months to get it here, 8 weeks in order to from order time to actual delivery date. Now, when I delivered, it's delivered by a shipping company, and it comes on a pellet. And unfortunately for this particular case, the screw bag that came with it, it's a heavy-duty Ziploc bag, and it had fallen to the bottom of the pellet, even though it was wrapped, but still, it fell to the bottom of the pellet, and I guess during the shipping, portions of it are being dragged around, the bag ripped open, and there were some screws and nuts that were missing. Now, I immediately called the company when I realized that I had nuts and bolts down to my driveway as they were delivering this thing, and they immediately were willing to send out a fresh new complete a bag of the accessories, which is the nuts and bolts. And I asked them to just give me the parts list so I knew what I was missing. They immediately sent it via email. I was able to compare and realize I really only was missing a couple of nuts and bolts. I simply went down and picked up the stainless steel nuts and bolts at my local hardware store that matched up to the sizes, and I just went with that instead of having them and waiting and all of that. So it worked out. Excellent customer service. It's an excellent company. I've also bought my Prinzu rack from them, and it's just an excellent product. And again, I'm very happy at this point with CBI. So what's next? Next, I'm going to do the install. This is not going to be an install video because there's plenty out there. And in fact, CBI has an excellent install video that I highly recommend should you go with this product. It's not hard to install. It's relatively simple. You use a lot of the same bolts. There's a couple different bolts for ease of installation that they send with it. But for the most part, it's an easy install. So let me install it. When we're done installing, I'll give you the rating of what I thought about it. We'll see you when we come back then, here on OG Off-Road. So welcome back, everyone. OG Don here, and I've had on my skid plates from CBI Fab for about a month and a half now. No, actually 2 months now that I think about it. And those things have worked perfectly. I couldn't be happier. Very pleased with it. The install was relatively easy. You had to maneuver a little bit just to get everything in place, but once I got that done, they went on real easy. Bolted up nice and snug, perfect fit to the vehicle, and as an added bonus, lately out here in the Southern California area, and I imagine everywhere, we've had a real big problem with catalytic converters being stolen, and the configuration of these plates actually makes it very difficult to cut that catalytic converter off and to wedge it out. So I feel pretty safe now taking my truck just about anywhere without someone going in and ripping it off. Now, if somebody wanted it that bad, I'm sure they could get it. But the skid plates actually make it quite difficult. So an added bonus to the added protection already when you're off-roading. So again, big thumbs up to CBI Fab and the fabulous work that they do over there. I urge everyone, take a look at their website, cbioffroadfab.com, and invest on a quality product, because trust me, it's going to save you a lot if you go with some inferior equipment, or if you don't put that skid plates on, period. Anyways, if you're going to go serious off-roading, you're going to need that in your vehicle. So anyway, big thumbs up to CBI for the fabulous product that they have in my skid plates for my 2017 Toyota Tacoma. And thank you for joining OG Off-Road. We'll see you next time.